It began in 1995, a warm August night in the village of Canovanas, Puerto Rico. The townsfolk lay in their beds with the cool air of their electric fans brushing through their sleeping faces. The crickets sang their tune as the humid air densified the atmosphere. Like any farmer town, most of the houses had goats and an array of animals resting out in the open, protected only by a wooden fence any toddler could climb, keeping them from escaping an inevitable doom. As the night progressed, in the far distance, long, hairy hands full of claws emerged from the shadows, revealing two glooming red eyes. The creature is said to be 3 to 4 feet with a reptile, scaled appearance, and wings hanging from its spiked, hunched back. As the creature lurked with a growling stomach, approaching the goats, it opened its stenchful mouth, showing 2 fangs. The next morning, the townspeople woke, but the animals lay bereaved, with 2 cylindrical holes in their necks. The only trail left were over 150 bloodless animal corpses. This creature's infamous name came after its only evident action, sucking the life out of goats. And from then on, people began referring to this fearsome creature as the goat sucker, El Chupacabra. After the first report in August, more followed along the country of Puerto Rico, some revealing to have happened over 20 years before, but never to this scale. It was revealed that in March of that year, 8 sheep were found dead with 3 strange puncture holes in the chest, quote unquote, completely drained of blood. In November, countless followed with the deaths of dozens of turkeys, rabbits, goats, cats, dogs, horses, and even cattle. In November 19, where it all began, came over 35 reports in just 3 months. This was unprecedented. It then happened again in Guanaco and in Naguabo, which ultimately led to at least 1,000 killings of animals across the country, alarming an entire nation. But it wouldn't be until December 26th of that year that the phenomena sparked the minds of thousands across America, leading to Carl Ross, a writer for the Washington Post, set to examine the mystery of El Chupacabra. Ross went into detail explaining how this mysterious creature managed to gain a following, with the increasing tension between people and officials and an uncertainty on whether the Chupacabra's ravenous hunger would start to crave the taste of human. The mayor of Canovanas, Jose R. Soto, decided to take action and end this nightmare once and for all. With 200 tiresome and helpless folksmen, he went out for a safari hunt where El Chupacabra most likely lay, the Caribbean National Forest, El Yunque. After hours of expedition, they attempted to use a caged goat as bait to trap the evil creature, but the safari was deemed unsuccessful. The Chupacabra was not caged, and the only mayor's comment was this: "Whatever it is knows that we're after it now. And if you look at the pattern where the most recent attacks have taken place, you'll see it has not come back here." After a seemingly futile expedition saved their town, lack of evidence on the Chupacabra's disappearance from Puerto Rico begs the question, where did it go? To answer this, We go to January 4th, 1996, less than a month since the last report of El Chupacabra in Isabella County, Michigan, where 8 calves were mysteriously found frozen and dead. Only that this time, El Chupacabra decided to skin them. Fast forward to just 3 days after in Klamath Falls, Oregon, another calf is found dead and mutilated by unknown reasons. The Chupacabra has become more ravenous than ever. And this leads us to the most hunting month for the Chupacabra, May 1996. On the 2nd, in Rio Grande Valley, South Texas, a dead pet goat with 3 puncture wounds in its neck is found. Then we move down, and in that same day in Ciudad Juárez, Mexico, many small animals, including dogs, cats, and calf, are also reported with drained blood. This time, the witnesses describe the creature with slight difference in appearance, with descriptions of a chupacabra as a kangaroo-like creature, glowing their own light and using a sucking device like a tube that came out of its mouth. But one similarity remained: the row of spikes going down its hunched back. The attacks continued throughout May, to an extent that, in Calderon Village, Sinaloa, after dozens of the town's goats began to appear dead, the townspeople had to form a night's watch to protect their animals. They never captured a chupacabra. And in just one day, May 3rd, 1996, same reports of animals drained from their blood appear in Sonora, Veracruz, Agua Prieta, Sinaloa, and 6 other Mexican states, all within the same night. But it was not until May 9th that the chupacabra made its closest encounter to human beings ever to be reported, his taste beginning to take new curiosities. It was a regular night for the Espinosa family when, at 2 a.m., after hearing the door open, the family was surprised by a frightened creature of about 3 to 4 feet, having scaled skin and spikes down its back. Although it did not attack anyone, their 7-year-old son reported the creature coming back at 5 a.m. just for him to lurk in the boy's bed and to sit in his chest. The boy left unharmed but described a prevailing smell of a wet dog. And now, when the alarming incidents of the 1990s have come to rest, one theory explains the events described to you today, providing us with a frightening insight into what happened with the infamous chupacabra. To this, we go to the Dr. Alfredo Villanueva, when he heard about the genetic experimentations happening around the globe. The research focused on combining different species cartilage cells to create a synthetic structure. Dr. Alfredo began to make ultrasound scans on the victims of El Chupacabra. To his amusement, he discovered that the results were exactly the same as the ones from his colleagues in Puerto Rico. Later that year, there was a sighting of a genetically modified rabbit discovered in the Veracruz Ortiz Rubio neighborhood, going in hand with the findings of Dr. Alfredo. The alarm may have turned down, but the ambiguity as to where the chupacabra went in 1995 is still a mystery. But with new insights, we know that the chupacabra is the least of our worries. Who knows what creature could be created in a lab today?